In the world of high technology, few figures are as critical as the hardware that powers artificial intelligence. Recently, a legal case has shattered the assumed stability of one of the industry's most trusted supply chains. United States prosecutors have charged supermicrocomputer co-founder Wally Liaw, often known as Wally Liaw, along with an employee and a contractor, with conspiring to smuggle approximately $2.5 billion worth of restricted graphics processing units to China. That figure, $2.5 billion, represents an immense volume of restricted semiconductor technology. The indictment alleges the trio bypassed export controls by routing servers through a Southeast Asian shell company. They utilized deceptive tactics such as dummy devices to mislead inspectors. While this news has sent shockwaves through the technology sector, it is crucial to clarify who is actually involved. One source incorrectly identified Charles Liang as the arrested co-founder, whereas legal filings clarify that Chief Executive Officer Charles Liang and co-founder Sarah Liu are not accused of wrongdoing. Wally Liaw is the primary defendant. This distinction matters profoundly for enterprise trust. The company has distanced itself, stating the individuals acted in violation of its policies. This has resulted in their removal and a sharp drop in stock value. Now consider this. What does this mean for the organizations building the next generation of artificial intelligence systems? It highlights extreme financial scale and strategic importance of semiconductor exports to China despite United States restrictions. The criminal charges extend beyond the co-founder to include an employee and a contractor. This suggests a coordinated multi-level operational network rather than an isolated individual act. The potential 30-year prison sentence underscores the United States government's intensified enforcement stance on export control violations involving dual-use technology and national security risks. But beyond the legal drama, there is a deeper technical risk for anyone purchasing hardware for data centers. This arrest reveals critical vulnerabilities in supply chain oversight. It indicates that high-value tech components can be diverted through complex logistical routes to evade export licensing requirements. For a company building an artificial intelligence training cluster, this is not just a legal issue. It is a fundamental operational risk. When you buy a server, you expect a specific set of components. You expect the graphics processing units to be genuine, to be new, and to be compliant with the regulations of the country where you intend to use them. If a supply chain is compromised, that trust evaporates. Imagine buying a high-performance engine for a race car, only to find out it was diverted from a different market. It might not fit the legal requirements of your jurisdiction. It might have been tampered with during transit. It might be flagged by customs, leaving your facility without the computing power you need for critical tasks. This is the specific risk of buying from unauthorized channels for training clusters. When you source hardware from the gray market or from resellers who do not have direct authorization from the manufacturer, you are bypassing the verification layer. You are hoping that the chain of custody has not been broken. Experts note that this case mirrors historical export violations. It suggests that high global demand may drive such smuggling rather than stop it. When demand for artificial intelligence chips outstrips supply, the incentive to bypass restrictions grows. This case signals a broader trend of increased legal scrutiny and aggressive prosecution against technology executives. It is likely to lead to stricter compliance protocols and internal audits within the semiconductor industry. For the enterprise buyer, the lesson is clear. You must verify hardware authenticity. You cannot rely on price alone. The cost of cheap hardware can be the loss of your entire data center operation. If a shipment is seized by customs, your training jobs are interrupted. If the hardware is counterfeit, your models might not train correctly. If the hardware is restricted, you could face legal penalties in your own country. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I am a one-person team working hard to make each video better than the last. Subscribe if you found value. It is the best way to show support. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway. See you in the next video.